Yeah, we got Teddy on here, Bonnie Perkins, Malcolm. Wow. Bob.
We got Craig on.
How you guys doing today?
Hey, Mr. Craig is having amazing results in like 3 days, and so are his guests that he's shared it with. Wow, it's awesome. Hey,
No more Tums.
what's that?
I used to go through a bottle of Tums like every 2 to 3 days. In the last 4 days since I've been taking the blue pills, I think I've had one Tum.
Nice. I love it.
That's
Go
awesome.
Tum
recharge
suck.
NAD, right? That stuff is amazing. That's next level.
Is the bomb.
Hey,
Well,
where's Kathy Martinez? I saw you on here. You were down there. You are. Share your 30-second commercial story if you could. That'd be awesome.
All right, I will. I come to these calls every Saturday because it fires me up so much because I was the person who ate the Tums. I can relate to that because I was that. 3 years ago, I struggled to get through my days. I was always tired. I couldn't do any of the things that I wanted to do. And then isogenics came into my life through a friend's sharing it with me. And now I wake up fired up for my days. I was just thinking about my grandchildren. I used to have to sit and watch them play. And I think about all the times that I've gotten to be on the playground at the adventure park. I even took my granddaughter Sophia to climb the incline with me, which means everything to me. I feared the incline as an adult. I'm afraid of heights. And she also has that fear. But because I believe in myself, I can infuse her with that belief. And that's part of what isogenics helped me bring out in myself. So, yeah.
Yeah. And the 100-pound club, congratulations.
Yeah.
And Isobody finalist, congratulations. So many wins there. And one of the things I love about Isogenics is the community that we have to support each other in our personal development, right? We could change our bodies, but if we're not changing our minds and improving them, then we'll be lacking. And so it's so important that we're on a personal development journey as well with this physical transformation. Jeff, I'll give you 35 seconds to tell your story.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Been with Isagenix for 13 years, guys. It's amazing. I've been putting these products, look right here, drinking it right now. My story is I was a skeptic for a whole year. My wife went through some medical stuff and she jumped on this and finally I raised my hand. I dropped 28 pounds my first month. I dropped a total of 60. I went from a 38-inch waist to a 31-inch waist. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'll be 65 in,
Woo!
in July. So,
We're going to
guys,
show Jeff's picture later. You're going to be like, I want to be like Jeff when I'm 65, when I'm 35. That's awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Malcolm, I don't know if you can. It looks like you're about ready to go down the ski hill. You know, Malcolm was really having a struggle with skiing before isogenics, and now he goes 5, 6 days in a row. He's like a kid. You want to share your story real quick, Malcolm? Can we hear you?
Yeah, the lifts are opening in 26 minutes. I, I got here, dropped my skis off, put them in the line, and then came back to the car to do the Zoom. So I'm ready. And
Nice. Yeah.
got my muscle, and our performance shake has 3,850 grams or milligrams of lysine, which is the amino acid that allows you to build muscle. And yeah, when I yeah, basically, when I met you, my wife was on her way out. She couldn't drive a car, walk down the street, or have a normal conversation. And the telomere support got her brain back. And of course, one of the first things she noticed was get out of bed Thanksgiving of 2016. She says, "You're looking like Santa Claus, Malcolm." And so I called you and said, "Okay, I need to get rid of this belly." I'd been taking care of her instead of taking care of me. And what happened was I released 15 pounds of belly fat the first 9 days, a total of 25 pounds over Christmas.
Woo.
And in January, it was snowing to beat the band. The mountain I'm at is Slide Mountain. They got 57 feet of snow in 2017. And I was skiing 4 times a week. And because I was drinking those shakes, I got back my thunder thighs.
Nice. I love
Yep.
it. I had my shake. If you have your shake this morning, put what flavor in the chat. Malcolm, great story. I love it. I got to watch that and it's awesome working with you. Throw in your favorite flavor of shake, you guys. And mine, strawberry. I'm about to say, unless it's a seasonal, it's cookies and cream. All right, Rhonda, are you ready to rock this? Let's do it. Let me mute this out so I don't get any background noise. And put in the chat box, the most favorite thing you got from being on Isogenics, if you're, in Isogenics, so that our guests can see and hear, and get all these testimonies through the chat. What's your favorite thing that Isogenics has done for you? All right. So Rhonda, there's our disclaimer, and there's our, I want to say infamous, but that's not infamous. That's our awesome rock star, Rhonda Collier.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, David. Good morning, everyone. Rhonda Collier calling in here from Bel Air, Florida. And that's my journey right there. I found this system at 35 years old. I was perimenopausal. I couldn't drop any weight. I wasn't sleeping. I was foggy thinking. I was trying everything. I was eating healthy. I was working out. I was walking. I was meditating, and nothing was budging. My body, my energy, my focus was just mushy, all of it. And I was so grateful when I got my phone call from my dear friend and I put the products in my body. I learned about them as I was taking them. And in the first month, Dave, it was all gone. All of the excess fat. I was lit up. I had energy. I had focus. And I knew in that moment that I had to become a vehicle. I had to become a vessel to educate people on these products.
Yeah. And your 56-year-old picture looks like literally early 30s, right? So amazing. We get younger and then we maintain that, right? I mean, look at you now, on the Zoom here.
Yes.
We get healthy, we get younger, and then we maintain that and we live amazing lifestyles. There's a lot of statistics out there. These are some of the most recent, and they're staggering. They're mind-boggling. 74% of adults are obese and 50% of children are. And 18% of teens have fatty liver disease. I mean, this stuff's crazy. 50% of our adults are pre-diabetic and 30% of teens are. Cancer skyrocket. We all know somebody right now, unfortunately, that is dealing with that or dealt with it in the worst way. So autism, no wonder I never heard of it when I was growing up. It was 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 36. So something's going on. Well, surgeon Casey Means, she said, addressing all of these conditions and more that she mentioned, autoimmune issues and infertility, all of these issues. She said, addressing all of these conditions is really quite simple and are caused or driven by the exact same thing, which is metabolic dysfunction, which is a result of eating nutritionally deficient and toxic foods. That's a 1-2 punch. You're not getting your nutrition from your whole foods in the adequate amount. And then we also have all the processed foods. So we really want to stress that, right, Rhonda? We want to get across to people that even if we're trying hard and think we're eating right, unexpectedly, unless you've been educated or you've done some of your own research, you're not getting what your body needs. And that's why disease is on such a rapid increase, like it's going exponentially into critical mass. And here's this is from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, just showing about 8 different minerals that are no longer in the soil. And those are essential. And essential means you have to have them. So if you think you're getting enough of your vitamins and minerals and protein, it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what is actually happening. And so I was blown away, but it made sense as to why I wasn't getting the results and why you weren't getting the results, right, Ron? It started adding up. We got on the products, we had these amazing results, but then it's why did that happen when the other stuff didn't work? And the compromise and the quality, all of that plays into it. Anything you want to say there?
Yeah, just real quick, you guys, Google is our food nutrient deficient. Just Google it and go down the hole and look and find. People think, okay, I'm going to stop eating a bunch of processed foods and fast foods, and I'm going to eat whole foods and I'm going to be good. And we're going to talk about this going forward because this is the biggest misconception we have. It takes How many bowls of spinach do you think it takes to get the same nutrition our grandparents were getting? I ask people that all the time. They say, oh, probably 4 or 5. And the fact of the matter is, as you can see here, and you can look up the study, it takes 51 bowls of spinach to get the same nutrition our grandparents were getting. And so people are trying so hard. And this is why it's not working, Dave. And I'm so excited to share this with everyone.
Absolutely. My own personal testimony, and the reason why I'm here on the Zoom today sharing, is because when you receive something of value and benefit, you want to share that with other people. But what happened when I started sharing, I saw their lives transforming and changing, and that felt amazing. I used to change people's oil for a living. Now I get to change their lives. Which would you rather do, right? So I was exercising extreme, eating super healthy, juicing, doing all the right things, even supplementing, and I wasn't getting the results. And this was probably about the third time I was really going for it. I get on Isogenics and I have this incredible transformation. That's 4 months right there. Incredible. And it was the easiest thing I've ever done to get the best results I've ever got. And I wasn't working as hard here as I was here. I let the nutrition do the heavy lifting. And I wasn't getting the nutrition, so I thought I had to do all the heavy lifting, and that still didn't work. If you can relate to that, put a 5 in the chat box. Like you're working your butt off and it just isn't working. So these were the 3 pillars of health that helped me have that transformation. We're going to talk about them today. We've added other things. We're going to show some pictures and tell a few things about these. But Rhonda, we're going for 30 minutes. Let's see if we can do this, right?
Go.
Look at this. I mean, we know these people, right? Look at Jane. Jane Kelso, I think her name is. We have Kenya, 500 and what in People magazine. We'll see her picture later. She's down about 530. Chase couldn't gain the weight. He actually put on muscle with Isogenics. I mean, look at all of these people are eating the nutritionally deficient foods and more than likely toxic as well, right? The ultra processed foods. I mean, you don't get like that from eating, look at all the before pictures. You don't get like that from eating super healthy. But what's super healthy? It's relative to what we're actually getting into our bodies and is being assimilated. So every one of these pictures, the before, look, I'm sure they're struggling. How many of you can relate to that? They're all giving their best efforts and they do not look happy. But look at their second picture after putting Isogenics in their body. Dr. David Noonan, Lenny, he's on your team. I mean, I've done meetings at Dr. Noonan's chiropractic office. He had issues with his back. He couldn't even exercise. Just incredible, right? So anything else you want to say here about these incredible transformations over the years? How long have you been with Isogenics, Rhonda?
23 years. And here's what I have to say. Well, we're on this Zoom today about your transformation. That's what I'm excited about.
I love that. One more here, Sarah. They look extreme, but they're not. And it's not somebody that we don't know. I work with Sarah. I'm friends with her. I've had many conversations with her, right? Most companies put like Marie Osmond on their website, right? So here's Sarah not getting better. And Crystal Small shared Isogenics with Sarah. And here's her transformation. Incredible. I mean, now she's kayaking and hiking and doing all the things that a human should be doing, right? Enjoying life. So let's get into this. Toxic foods, that's your processed foods. These are literally doing harm to your body. Yeah, they don't have the adequate nutrients at all, right? Like forget about it. They've been over processed. The government actually mandated that they put synthetic vitamins in because they processed out all the whole food vitamins. This makes your body go acidic. You want to be alkaline, 7.0. When you drop below 7, your body's developing disease and aging and all the bad issues at an accelerated rate. And these and other foods like these are causing that problem by making people acidic. In fact, study says that over 70% of Americans are eating over 70% of processed food for their main staples. So how do we balance that out and get our bodies to homeostasis? You got to get the nutrients in there. Again, Rhonda, we really want to get this across to people. Like Isogenics has made something very profound, very difficult, super easy. They put the nutrition in one source, our shakes. Do you want to talk about Dr. Paul Arciero and the contribution he's making to Isogenics?
Absolutely. So Dr. Paul is an expert, you guys. He's been studying and teaching nutrition at the collegiate level. He's written and published more than 70 peer-reviewed scientific studies on nutrition. He's worked with many of the professional Olympics and athlete teams on nutrition. And he's one of 7 scientists that are on the International Board of Protein, which only has 7 scientists on it worldwide. Okay. He's highly regulated in this area. And he now, after many years of studying our products and putting out these studies and being blown away by what we're doing here, he joined our company as our chief scientific officer. Let's hear what he has to say about some myths and why he's here.
So that's what we have to stay committed to. Those products that are going to keep people healthy for the rest of their life so that they can stay on them the rest of their life. And that's what we need to continue to stay focused on. We need people committed to this as a lifelong lifestyle journey, a lifelong lifestyle journey, not a 30-day and done, not a 9 or 11-day and done, not a temporary transient in and out, but things that we would do for the rest of our lives to optimize our health.
Type in the chat box how many years you've been in Isagenix, you guys.
Committed to the company as well for the same reasons. They have been doing it right for over 2 decades, and why would you want to go anywhere else? It doesn't make any sense to me why anyone would want to not be a part of Isagenix or leave if they have been, because Isagenix has been doing it the right way for over 2 decades. So yeah, everything you said was wonderful.
Dr. Paul, as someone that's deeply involved in research, what's one common myth about nutrition that you wish people would stop believing?
Calories in equals calories out. Exercise more and eat less. It's this slogan that we've kind of hung up on every door of every healthcare provider in the world, that the solution to obtaining health is just to eat less and exercise more. And nothing is diametrically opposing in the human body than those 2 concepts. If you want to extinct a species, you want to demand that it move more and it consume nourishment less. So why we would expect that for a human is a little bit crazy. It's totally irrational. It's totally nonsensical, and I don't understand it. So that's the biggest myth that I've never understood. We walk around telling people as healthcare providers that, it's simple to get healthier, just eat less and move more. No, that would be the exact recipe that you would provide to somebody who you would want to achieve the greatest level of disease and unhealth. We need to nourish our bodies with the greatest optimal nutrient-dense nourishment in the world. That's what Isagenix provides. That's what I bring with protein pacing and prize. It's my 38 years of very rigorous, sophisticated, peer-reviewed, high-impact human clinical trial research in those 2 areas. So I'm really excited to bring the protein pacing and prize at the highest level of engagement and execution by Isagenix because it's there to survive the test of time. It's focused on the quality of how we nourish our body with the food we eat and the movement we do. That's number 1. Number 2 would be we eat too much protein. Nothing is further from the truth. We're on a completely downward trajectory since 1970 in terms of the quantity of protein we eat. I'm on a mission with the protein pacing calculator and algorithms at proteinpacing.org to completely change that. And it's all going to start right here with Isagenix. Number 3 would be whole food is all we need to obtain optimal health. That's just simply far-fetched misinformation. Our food supply is just not capable of providing us optimal nourishment right now because we've depleted the soil, we've inundated it with toxins at every level of water, air, and soil. And so we need to look to things that have been properly constructed and produced and formulated to provide optimal nourishment along with certain whole foods that we can obtain to provide us an adequate level of optimal nourishment. So it's the balance of what Isagenix provides in their optimal nutrient-dense nourishment of about 50 to 60% of our intake, with the other remaining 40 to 50% coming.
He just said it right there, you guys. You should be eating more isogenics than food you do from the grocery store. If you do that, type a 1 in the chat box. I would if I could get to the chat box. I do 2 shakes a day. That's 2/3 of my meals. I've been doing that for 20 years, right? So there it is from the gold standard, right, of peer-reviewed clinical human trials. And he's saying isogenics is leading the way. In fact, he said he wouldn't have believed the clinical study that he did with isogenics because the human body was responding in a way that he had never seen. In fact, there's a doctor who was the doctor of this guy right here. You see, he got these results, and then the doctor of this guy, the MD, called Dr. Paul Arciero and said, what in the world's going on? I've been working with this guy for 30 years. He's tried everything, and he's never got these kind of results. So let's listen to what he says here, and then we'll continue to move forward.
All right, so the changes were profound. One of the things that we did was we had one study participant who was in the protein pacing nutritional fasting group. And this gentleman was 62 years old. So I just want to speak to some of you out there that think age makes a difference in how we respond to things. I'm here to tell you that nothing is further from the truth. At 62 years old, he had the greatest response. And again, the average age was 44, 46. He was 62. He had the greatest change in body weight loss, body fat loss, visceral fat loss, and gut remodeling. This is his gut remodeling right here that I'm showing you. We followed him because he lost 105 pounds in 120 days. His doctor called me and she said, this is unbelievable. I've been working with this patient for over 30 years. He's tried every diet known to humans, and he's never had this type of a response. His liver enzymes, his kidney enzymes, his blood work, he's reversed his diabetes. And I know, many of you aren't able to say this, but I can because I documented it in the study. He reversed his diabetes. He reversed his high blood pressure. He reversed his high blood lipids, all of those. He had high blood pressure. He had type 2 diabetes. He had hypertension, all of that reversed. Amazing. I'm going to end here because I think this brings it all home. Look at his gut in the picture on the left. This is him when he started. And this was 3 days before we started the study. We started the study in the fall, right at Labor Day. This is him 3 days before the study started because we asked everyone of the subjects to take a picture of themselves. This is him the day of his testing 4 months later. 4 months, 120 days. He lost 105 pounds. He reduced his body fat drastically. His waist circumference just fell off. His blood sugar, again, he was diabetic. He went from diabetic to non-diabetic. He was hypertensive to non-hypertensive. I think I'll end there just because that's a telling picture that speaks 1,000 words. And I'm just so grateful. So to finish, what we found was that in comparison to a protein pacing, nutritional fasting, to a heart healthy Mediterranean style diet, total weight, fat, and visceral fat loss was upwards of 58% improvement. Gut microbial diversity was a 25% increase. Wow. And then the reduction in GI symptoms was 55% improvement.
So have you guys noticed that in the world, we've kind of turned everything upside down? Let me see if I can get that picture again. We kind of turned everything upside down. They turned the food pyramid upside down and made sugar and grains, the foundation, and they put protein. You got, don't eat too much protein. He's saying from his study that for your ideal weight, you need to be taking in 1 gram of protein for every pound. So if you want to weigh 170 pounds, you got to take in 170 grams of protein. So they've totally turned everything upside down. And isogenics is inverting that and turning everything right side up and getting it to where we get these results. So look at the processed food and how many people are eating processed food and what it's doing to people upside down. Put the nutrition in your body and look what it's doing to people, right side up. Does this make sense, you guys? It's kind of commonsensical, but if this is the first time you're being introduced to it, it's kind of like, I don't really understand all of this. The bottom line is, you are what you eat. That's what it comes down to.
All right, so
right? So in the clinical study, they did the Mediterranean diet. They had 2 groups, 6 months, no exercising. That guy released that over 100 pounds with no exercise. And he let the nutrition do the heavy lifting, like I said, for me. The Mediterranean diet is what they did. That's fruits and vegetables, your nuts and your protein, pick your protein. And the other group was eating isogenics. And in 6 months, we released 4 times more fat, put on 4 times more muscle, helping the body to build itself back up, and then increased the metabolism, doubled it, and then tripled the toxins being released. So what did Casey Means, the surgeon, say? It was kind of like a 1-2 punch for the knockout for humans, right? Nutritionally deficient, toxic foods. Right here, nutritionally flooding the body and supporting it to detox. We released triple the amount of toxins through the urination process. This is the 1-2 punch to get people back on their feet and hiking and kayaking and skiing, right? Doing motocross at 48 years old. I picked up motocross at 48 years old. I'm pushing close to 60 now, getting there, 3 more years. So it's amazing, right, Rhonda?
Yeah, you guys. So just remember, Isogenics, 2 shakes a day, a healthy Mediterranean meal, dinner or lunch. And, if you're hungry in between, you just have, some good, healthy protein snacks or some of our isogenic snacks. But the 2 shakes a day is where the magic happens. I have been coaching people on this for 23 years. If you do 1 shake a day, you are still going to be lacking nutrients. You're still going to be hungry. You're still going to be tired. You're not going to get the magic. So 2 shakes a day is where the magic happens. That's when you become satiated and you can still eat. We love food. So, okay, Dave, let's keep going.
If you don't do 2 shakes a day, I'm going to send Jeff Beebe over to your house.
Bam, bam.
Right? Even with athletes, they were top peak performing athletes. This is their increase. Take a screenshot of that because I'm not going to go into this in depth, but this is their increase by getting on Isogenics and stop taking their supplements. And they were peak performing athletes. They got to handpick the top 40 out of over 200. And they worked out less and used Isogenics. 14 times more lower body explosive power. That's inconceivable, right? What is that movie? Inconceivable, right? So it's just, look at these stats right here, right? And look at the pictures. The pictures speak for themselves. Malcolm shared with Bill Foster, he wouldn't take it. So his wife started taking it. And he's all, okay, I want it. And he had a transfer. I'm going to come back to his story in just a second here. There's my transformation. That's me at 36. That was me at 50 right there. I look younger at 50 than I did at 36. Heather released over 125 pounds. Wendy had never competed. She was a PA. Her husband's a medical doctor. Her body wasn't responding anymore. She gets on Isogenics, gets so inspired by our results in our community, she decides to compete. Oh, she just happens to win 3 world champion, all natural women's professional bodybuilding championships in the same category each time. Nobody's ever done it. Yeah, let's give a shout out to Wendy. And then Heather is now a health coach, and here she is in People magazine. Chase, there he is. He put on the weight that he wanted to, the healthy muscle, using the same products that she used to lose weight. Look at this kid right here. Like, who doesn't want to look like that, right? And then Bill Foster, they wouldn't give him the lungs that he needed because he didn't qualify. They're like, you're going to die anyways, even if we give you the lungs. Well, Isogenics got him healthy, and he started working out. And then they're like, oh, yeah, you totally qualify for lungs. He's out of the hospital in record time from Stanford University, 13 days. And he wants to break the world record for somebody over 70 years old. Doing what? Bench pressing. He's up to 315 pounds, you guys. So, and there's our Jeff Beebe, right? I'll send him over. If you're not going to drink the shakes, I'll send him to your house. He'll resolve that. Kenya. Isogenics, People magazine. Now she's down about 530 pounds, 439 right here. Go to her Facebook page. I went there, and right after the holidays, she's like, we all need to do our intermittent cleansing right now. We need to fast. Let's use the juice. There's my son. There's one of my grandkids. So changed our lives. It's a lifestyle. I didn't get to see the numbers of how many years people have been in, but 20 years were going on in my family. Real quick about the vitamins. You want to cover this, Rhonda?
Well, yeah. Here's the short version, right? Here's the short version. For 100 years, it's been synthetic vitamins. Isogenics, 10 years, studied it, and now we are using whole food sourced vitamins, non-GMO, organic, whole food sourced vitamins that are 100% complete. In a synthetic vitamin, you can see on the left, you're missing pieces of the vitamin. You're only getting a part of the vitamin. It worked enough just so we all didn't get sick and get different diseases that killed us quickly. I think we've got other diseases that take a long time, but now what you're looking at in Isogenics is just know in our vitamins, in our little capsules that we take 2 a day with our whole food meal, we are getting 100% of the vitamins in its natural source, bioavailable. They're in our shakes and they're in our vitamins.
The new word of the day, vitamins. Those are the molecular structures that make up the vitamins. And yep, we're getting them all now. Nobody's ever been able to do it. You can't sustain those in a synthetic form. I mean, when they're outside of the plant, they're too fragile. The environment just takes them out. And so they don't sustain. Even if they say they're in your foods, they're not. We're the first ones to do it. It took 5 years and over. It took over 5 years and over. It took millions of dollars and over 5 years to do that. Working with other labs across the country to be able to sustain these molecular structures in a supplement, and it's in our shake as well. So when you're taking the shake, you're getting the whole food vitamin. Let's go past a couple of these. Let me go. We're going to keep this in 30 minutes. Let's do it. I don't know how close we are, but we got to be getting close. Intermittent fasting. I mean, we got to do it, right, Rhonda?
Yeah, cleansing, we call it cleansing, intermittent fasting. This is in all the scientific studies that have been peer reviewed and published proving our system. This is where you get the toxins out of your body. Your body won't let go of fat if you don't help it out, Dave. So this is so simple. I was so afraid of this. I was so afraid of shakes. I was so afraid of all of it, but I'm telling everyone that's on the Zoom today, put it in your body. Don't listen to us. Don't let your body tell you. You will come so alive if you just try this system for 30 days. Dave, what do you want to say about these?
Yeah, well, I want to see in the chat box for our guests, you guys put in what the cleansing's done for you. For me, it got rid of my tiredness that was controlling my life extreme. And then it helped me release the 53 stubborn pounds. So all it is, but it's pretty profound. It's not a simple thing to do, is getting the right nutrients. There's over 100 active ingredients that support our organs to get the toxins out. And we saw that Isogenics did a 3 times better job than eating a whole food diet. So what happens is when we go on a diet, we shrink our fat cells. And let's say these little red dots are toxins. They're stored in the fat. We now know through science that that's what the body does. So fat's kind of your friend, right? But then it also causes other problems and also esteem problems, right? With our self-esteem. So when we go on a diet, we shrink our fat cells, which lets the toxins out. So now they're roaming around the body through the bloodstream, and your body has an internal mechanism to get those toxins back into the fat. It wants to save you. Your body's doing this unbeknownst to you. This made so much sense to me why I hit my plateau. I was a mechanic. I was around toxins, breathing them, washing my hands in toxins, in the solvent. And as soon as I released a little bit of weight, I was in this mode. I couldn't lose any more weight. And then you get frustrated and you just start, eating again and being normal. And I gained the weight right back. So this time with Isogenics, I was in that plateau, very frustrated. I introduced the intermittent fasting and I released 27 pounds in 25 days by addressing the problem, not calorie intake, not nutritional intake like Dr. Paul was saying. I was addressing the toxins. And I've been able to maintain it now, 53 pounds for 20 years now, not 12, 20 years. I love that 1-2 punch. Fortify the body with nutrition and get the bad stuff out. It's very simple.
Yeah, let me just say as you go to the next slide, Dave, this is not intermittent fasting. Okay. This is not what everyone's been hearing, eat from 12 to 5. That is not what this is. Okay. This is nutritionally supported intermittent fasting. We have over 100 active ingredients that is clinically proven to get the toxins out of your body 3 times faster than your body can do it by itself. So just be clear on that.
Yeah, you can do a 24-hour, we call it a cleanse day, or you can do a 48-hour is the most they want you to do. And that is a really deep cleansing, and it all works through the urination process. Good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Ionic Supreme. This is the elixir of elixirs. It's called the Great Stress Reducer. I know you guys don't deal with stress, but for people who do, they might want to know about this. It helps you sleep better. Olympic athletes are taking it because it helps with endurance because of the adaptogens. The Russians are the ones that discovered that. And they were using it with their Olympic athletes in the 60s and 70s. There's like, I don't know, like 6 different adaptogens in Ionic Supreme, 70 ionic organic trace minerals, all of this other stuff. So you take 1 ounce in the morning, and if you want, 1 ounce at night. It'll help you through your day, and it'll also help you sleep better at night. We could have made a company out of any of one of these products. They're part of the system with Isagenix. They all work together and support each other. I love this one. This is one of my personal favorites to teach. I was able to be mentored by this geneticist, Bill Andrews. He identified an enzyme called telomerase, and it's a healing enzyme. Like when you get a cut, your body heals the wound, and then it's like it never happened. Those are enzymatic processes that are taking place. Well, your telomere is something that's on the ends of your chromosomes, and it protects your DNA. But it's susceptible to damage and degeneration. But like any other part of the body, Bill Andrews believed that it could repair itself. It wasn't, and nobody's been able to do it, and nobody's ever proved that you could, but he believed that it could. So as the telomere gets shorter and shorter and shorter, we have more health issues. Every degenerative disease is linked to that process, whether it's diabetes, vision, hearing, cardiovascular, thyroid, osteoporosis, doesn't matter what it is. An aneurysm would be because of a telomere issue. It's the malfunction in the blood vessels. And it's because it's missing the DNA, the instructions on how to hold itself together. So Bill Andrews knew, and other scientists knew, that the telomere is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and we have these health problems as a result. He was on a mission to use this enzyme that the body produces. He just believes it's in a tug of war that it's losing. So just like we know good nutrition helps the body to perform better, he believed that this enzyme would help the healing mechanism in the telomere in the DNA. Now, it was only a theory, but he proved it in 1997 with human skin cells, that when you produce enough of this enzyme in the cells, the DNA in the telomere will repair itself. Check this out. You know what he said in this article? If we could do that to this guy in all of his cells, he would go back to his mid to late 20s physically, because that's the expression of the DNA. So doesn't that make so much sense as to why some people look older for their age? It's because they're shortening their telomeres faster, because chemicals actually shorten your telomeres faster, and processed food contains chemicals. So does our air and water. So if you're not careful for that stuff, you could speed up your aging and disease process by shortening your telomeres faster. But what if you could help support them to be healthy again? Man, the stories are unbelievable. And there are people that are on this Zoom today just because of this product. And look what happened for the Colonel, Bob Sheridan, Boxing Hall of Fame. Hospital sent him home, said that we can't do anything for you. You're beyond the repair. We know what you need, but we can't do it. You wouldn't get off that surgery table. His cardiovascular system was shot. This is him 6 months later. This is him 1 year later. You guys, I've been able to watch this happen with people for the last decade, 13 years, for 15 years now, 15 years. One of my favorite products. Collagen. Rhonda, do we love our collagen?
There's nothing better. Look at these results, you guys. I mean, I was looking at myself in the mirror the other day and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going away. Like the little turkey neck thing I had going on. And our collagen is bottled in 2 seconds, you guys. We don't mess around. We studied this for 10 years. We built the plant next to the fish factory. With Isagenix, you always get the best of the best. You get products that deliver because we offer a 30-day, 100% money back return, guarantee. So we got to make sure that within 30 days, you're noticing, right? You're on fire. You're excited. You're getting results. We don't put anything out that doesn't work.
That's right.
So Dave, these pictures are remarkable, and these are real people.
Yeah, and collagen is more than just skin deep, no pun intended, but it helps with your muscles, it helps with your bones, your ligaments, your tendons. It's the most abundant protein in the body, and you have to ingest it. Collagen is essential for optimal health. We're seeing amazing results, not only with the exterior, but also with the interior. And my neighbor, she didn't have to get knee surgery because of the collagen. I shared it with her. So let's wrap this up. And Jeff, get ready here because you're going to show us, share with us how to get started. But look at this. The most delicious. If you love our shakes, I don't know. I wish we could put hearts in the chat box. Put a 7. Because you feel like you're in heaven when you're drinking these shakes. I literally say that when I drink them still to this day. And we have so many amazing flavors. But Lenny, you and I have been doing this comparison for, I don't know, 20 years now. You 21 years. And there is no comparison, especially with inflation. And have you noticed inflation's going up? They're talking about it and everybody's freaking out because it's going to continue to skyrocket. It's not plateaued. And eggs, the price of eggs. Oh my gosh. So Lenny, are you there, Lenny? I don't know if you can.
I am so here. I am just jacked out of my mind learning about all this from you two.
Right. You helped me. You mentored me in the beginning. And I remember when we made this slide. And so we're just going to keep going with it. Inflation's making us look better and better, and so is the processed food. But just tell us about these categories here.
Well, I just think it's so brilliant. Our shake, my mom always said they're delicious and nutritious. And all I'll add to that is smart and simple. Because every time we make a personal decision to replace any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner with one of these shakes, it's a brilliant decision. It's brilliant physically, financially, because look at, we save so much money, we get our nutrition, we get satiated, we have less calories, it's a spiritually smart decision, it's an emotionally smart decision. It's just the best decision when we replace any one of the meals with a shake. I've been doing it for 20 years, and it's just amazing. That's all.
I met with thank you, well said. And I just met with a guy who got started on the products, and when I met him, he said, "Yeah, I just stopped to get something to eat, and $27 just for him." He just went in his car, so I don't know where he went, but it wasn't a sit down meal. It was a get it and go meet Dave. So what I'm showing here is if you do 2 meals a day for 28 days, the total cost is $220. I got like 6 items from the grocery store. I was actually talking to Craig on the phone when I was at the store. I had just gotten out and I got in the car and I was talking to Craig and I only had 3 bags. It was like $77 or something like that. It was hardly anything. And so we guarantee you that you will absolutely save money. I guarantee people, because we have an unconditional money back guarantee, that the average person, if you replace 2 meals a day, at least $300, you'll have extra. Because most people think when they're going to start a supplement thing, they're going to have to put out extra money and it's going to cost them more than what they've already been doing for the last, however many years they've been doing what they're doing. You start doing isogenics, and we've known it since the beginning, but inflation is totally increasing it because we kept our meal replacements at a very economical, incredible price when this isn't even really food. Look at macaroni and cheese, $3.43 for ready to eat macaroni and cheese from Walmart. So the average person, I'd say, is going to save at least $300 a month when they consume 2 shakes a day minimum. Now, if you have a Starbucks habit, or like me, a rock star habit that I had, you're going to save way more than $300. And what's that going to do for your health? Even if it costs you more, you're worth it. But that's why we get so passionate about it and why we just want to send Jeff over to make you drink the shakes, because you're going to get healthy and you're going to save money. Who wouldn't do that? And they taste amazing. So Rhonda, before we hand it over to Jeff, anything you want to say here?
Listen to Jeff.
Listen to Jeff, exactly.
Hey guys, real quick, this is the best decision I ever made. I was on the fence for a whole year, so don't be me, because my life has changed tremendously. These packs, when you look at the cost, that is a 60-day starter pack, that first one. And if you can afford it, get it. You get free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? Ends up being $19 a day. You can't get a meal for less than $10 a day. So you got to think what people spend, $26 to $40 a day. And when you can do that, and that's commitment level. But our value pack's the most popular pack there is, because it synergistically takes care of your whole body with the NAD, your vitamins, everything they talked about. So that's the best pack. And you look, vitamins are free. If you look at just the meal replacement, guys, $3 a meal, when you look at what you're getting, you're not only saving at the grocery store, you're saving your health, you're saving your life. And so synergistically together, that's what I recommend. And this other one's just doubled and you get some extra stuff. So why not? If you can swing it, premium pack is a great pack. When you look at $13 a day, who can't afford that? Everybody, everybody. So then it becomes just an excuse. You're not ready. And I say, you saw the photos, that's the facts. $13 a day, you're getting everything. I feel the vitamins, NAD, the greens are crucial for your body. So that's why go back up. You don't go in the store and go to the cheapest thing. The Mercedes stores doesn't show you the cheapest car up front. iPhone doesn't show you the cheapest one up front. They want the best performance. So there it is, guys. So that's what I would recommend. And right now they're doing a big special right now. You can see it right here. Everything, if you bring 2 accountability partners in, you got to think you're going to get your products completely paid for. With this pack, you're paying about $70, 70 something dollars for the whole system. With this promotion and having accountability partners, your success level goes through the roof. And the company gives rebates back because they really want to encourage people to have accountability partners and do it together. And when you look, you bring somebody in, it's a 20% rebate or commission, whatever you want to call it, but they don't pay for advertising. I was in that business for 36 years. They don't pay for it. They pay for us to share those stories we just shared with you. And they double it. They double the thing from 125 to 250, 250. When you look at the total cost, what you get back, and you look at what you pay for the whole month, $203 back in your pocket. So when you look at what you're getting, it's a no-brainer. If you went to the grocery store and they said, "Hey, Dave, bring a couple accountability, keep a couple people back. I'm going to give you a whole grocery bag, whole grocery cart for free." You're going to say, Lenny, please, Rhonda, please go over there. They're going to do this for you too. This is a way we can all be healthy. This is what Isagenix gifts us right now because we want to pay it forward to people and not have to pay for health. And look at the cost you're going to save at the grocery store, everything. Or look at my life. Look at Dave's life. Look at all the lives that have been changed. And we want it to be yours next, guys. So I hope you got some value out of that. Take it away, Dave.
Awesome. Well said, you guys. Ron, I love our culture. I love our community. I love our products. I love my life. I couldn't say that 20 years ago. I was praying for God to take my life. In fact, you guys, I disengaged the safety mechanism on the lift. So every time I got under a car, it could fall on me. That's where I was at before Isagenix. And I know that's not unusual. It may sound extreme, but it's not so unusual. So many people are in survival mode. They're just struggling through. I wasn't suicidal, but I figured if that car falls, if the lift malfunction, that'll be God, having mercy and taking me out. Nobody deserves to be thinking like that. And there are people out there right now praying for what we have. And guess what? Now you're the channel through which they can find it. And you don't know until after you've shared. You guys don't prejudge. So Rhonda, thank you so much. You rocked it, sister. Thanks for everybody who shared their stories. I'm going to unmute this. You guys could give a shout out. We 30 minutes. We were close.
Yeah, we did great. Get back to the person who invited you. You are not going to be going through this alone. You are going to be cheered on, loved, supported, guided, and we're going to help you find your accountability partners. So thank you so much, Dave.
All right, you guys. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Invite more people.
Oh, guys.
Great
Love
call.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Great
Good
call.
job.
Thanks,
Dave.
everyone.
Thank you for being my accountability partners. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. See you guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. Be safe, please.